What's going on, guys? Motonosity here. Welcome back to the channel. We've got a dyno day today. You guys know I just did the first ever flash on the 2020 R1, the first one available from BrenTuning. You guys know I was waiting forever for that flash to become available, and BrenTuning finally made it happen. And the bike is incredible. They're making some pretty big claims with the horsepower that this can put out after doing the flash. So we're gonna go down to San Antonio to Black Widow Dynos. You guys know that's where I always head in Central Texas to do my dyno pulls on my motorcycles. And we're gonna see what the improvements are on this bike. I believe when I took it there last time, when it was bone stock, it did 172, if I remember correctly. So with this flash, I've obviously got the Sprint air filter. I've got the SC Project exhaust from Motivation. We're gonna see what it can do. I'm optimistic that we're gonna be putting up some good numbers, but we shall see. So I'm gonna get all my stuff on. We're gonna drive the We're gonna ride the 2 hours down there because it's just easier just to ride the bike. So we're gonna ride down there, get the bike nice and warmed up over a 2 hour ride, and get our dyno runs in and see what it does. All right, guys, so we are here at Black Widow Dynos. John's got the bike loaded up on the dyno right now, just getting everything set up. God, it is freaking bright today. When BrenTuning actually released their data for their new flash on the R1, they said that they did 191 with an exhaust and their flash. And when I brought it in, John said that he was hoping to hit 190, not knowing that 191 number. So cross your fingers, that's what we're gonna hit today. I'm hoping that we can do it. That said, the S1000 has already done 197 on this dyno, so it is what it is.
Two fifth gear pulls, one with ram air, one without. Yellow is without, and blue is with, and red is 6th gear with. Air fuel's pretty flat. We do have a bit of a spot where it seems like it goes too rich and starts to cut out. All in all, making some pretty good power aside from that one spot.
It kind of seems a little bit like what the issue with the MT09.
Yeah.
It's making a lot more power,
so,
but
like the one that, or the ones or multiples that he's tuned there probably have a slightly different. You know, the fuel injector's flowing just a little bit different, or that exhaust is flowing a little more or a little less. Both are possible options. Maybe your cylinder head's from a Monday and theirs is from a Wednesday, depending upon which day they clean the castings. But you know, we need a little less fuel in that spot to wake it up and get to see the 190 out of this thing. I would say our estimated peak would have been about right where the cursor is there.
What is that coming in at?
It's on a ramp, so the Variac is on a 20-second ramp, and so I'll usually give it a delay to pick up some speed, and as soon as I'm at about 10 seconds into it, by the end of those 20 seconds, it's pushing 200 mile an hour air, but it gives us a much better characteristic of what it's doing at speed.
So he says the bike's running rich enough that he thinks that he can just put E85 in here and the bike is going to take it really well. So just for kicks, we're siphoning out the full tank of fuel that I just stuck in here, and he's got E85 here that we're going to put in, and I don't know, just try it out. Just try it out. See if it brings us any additional power. But 186, I think that was. But the main issue is just that dip that we have. I'll talk to the guys over at BrenTuning, and we don't have. Do you have a guesstimate on where that hole is?
Right at the original red line, so 12,000, 13,000 RPM.
Okay. Every bike is different. So, like I said when I did the video with the MT-09 when he actually did the tune on it, so I had a flash on the MT-09. It made great power, but I still had, like, it wasn't super smooth, and I had this really big dip. And that's the advantage that you have on actually having your bike dyno tuned over just doing a flash. Every bike is different. Obviously mine's different, and I got a hole there, so.
So that's basically an E85 map in there. We got maybe a half gallon of pump gas mixed with about a gallon to a gallon and a half of E85, and she's happy as can be. She just made 193 with ram air, 182 without it.
Can you explain why the air fuel ratio is like bouncing all over the place on the runs that we did with
the sensor has seen a little too much race gas.
Okay.
And it's kind of screwed up my sensor.
Oh, okay.
But the dyno and horsepower doesn't lie. 30 to 40% extra amount of fuel that it doesn't need to have for pump gas.
Whatever this map is doing, it's running way better on E85.
Yes.
And it's running fine even at idle and low RPM, because you were saying that you needed to get it past 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, usually if I put there was a lean spot before at 40 mile an hour, and it gargled a little bit going through it, so I know it experienced a lean spot.
Okay.
But
otherwise, you think that I should be putting E85 in here with the map that it has?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's E85 versus gas.
Yeah.
So we made pretty much the same.
Yeah, everywhere else the
normal
same.
riding areas.
And then E85 just takes off.
Yeah, just ran away.
Did you do ram air when I did the old run? When it was stock?
I believe I did.
Oh, red and green are E85.
Yes.
Okay.
Red and
no
green
ram air
E85,
versus ram air.
yes.
And then orange is pump, no ram air. Blue is pump, ram air. Okay.
Yes.
He's gonna pull up the old runs that I did stock on this bike.
Yeah, we did not use ram air then.
You didn't.
I didn't have that then.
That's the stock pump
Yeah.
gas, no ram air.
Well,
Direct
we got
comparison with the
massive
flash and the
difference
exhaust is the black versus the orange.
there. There's no doubt it picked up a ton of power. Absolutely ton of power.
Now it's just ironing out those dips. Well, I guess I got a bike that's tuned for E85 now. I'm gonna talk with BrenTuning, and it's possible that they put an E85 tune on there. If not, I'll have an update for you guys soon, and I'll give you the lowdown on what we think, what BrenTuning said, but I'll take it. I'm gonna go ahead and get on the bike. We'll ride back to Austin, and I got caught in a storm on the way down here, just sporadic for like 5 minutes, just got drenched. And then I ran out of gas, so that was fun. But I wasn't recording, so it didn't actually happen. Okay. Oh my goodness. It feels way better. I'm telling you, like they must have sent me an E85 flash. I'm wondering if I accidentally wrote E85 in my email. Now I do have a check engine light now. I had a check engine light right after I did the flash, and then after a couple of rides it was gone. It does feel better. It really does. So I'm gonna fill up on so I'm gonna top the bike off on E85 on my way back home. I am very happy. What was that, 195 with the E85 and the ram air? If you're wondering what the ram air is, he's got that tube. It's basically, it ramps up the air as the dyno runs, and it shoots air right into the air box where, you know, all the air is going to be funneling in when you ride. But when you're on a dyno, it's a little bit harder to perfectly simulate what it's going to be when you're riding. That's so smooth at top now. It feels way more like the S1000 pulls. So when I went down to San Antonio, I was not expecting it to end up with me having E85 in my bike, but that's how it worked out, and I'm pretty freaking stoked. It makes me even more excited to do that on the S1000, because the nice thing on the S1000 is that I don't have to do any special additional map or tune on that bike. Because of the 4 wideband sensors and the mapping that BrenTuning did with that flash, I can basically put any fuel that I want in it, and the bike will automatically adapt to what I put in it. So I still have to bring that bike back to see what it's putting down. Well, I'll have to do the stage 2 flash, but after the exhaust, all the mods that I've done on that bike, and I did the stage 1 flash, now I got to do the stage 2 flash and the IAT relocation kit. So I'll do that, then I'll do the E85 in that bike. We'll test it out, then we'll get that dyno tuned, and yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty sure that bike is going to push way more power than even the R1 did today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. We got a lot more stuff coming. I'm super excited. Otherwise, you guys have been awesome. I've been Motonosity. Remember, life's better with horsepower. Keep life lived, and I'll see you guys in the next one.